Hey guys, how's everybody doing? This is Craig from Bass Lessons Melbourne, and today for our player profile, I'm joined by Joshua Crumbly.
Hey man.
How are you?
Good.
Yeah, thanks
Happy
for coming
to be
out.
here.
Yeah, it's great to have you. You're in town with Kamasi Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe tell us a little bit about that gig. What's it like? What can we expect if we come and check it out?
Yeah, so I've been playing with Kamasi since May.
Okay.
So I'm relatively the new guy in the band.
Did they pick on you because of that?
Yeah, there was a little hazy, but I, passed the test, I guess. Because all the other guys have, they've actually grown up together since I think Rob, one of the drummers, they went to Kamasi and Rob went to preschool together or something.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
They go way back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who are you kind of replacing?
Miles Mosley.
Okay. There's some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, Miles and Steven, Thundercat.
Right.
They both, came up playing in the group.
And so did you, obviously to kind of do the gig, you had to dig back through the archives and learn all that material.
Yeah, there was a lot of music.
Yeah. What did you kind of glean from all that, from learning those players' lines?
You know what? It's just being flexible. Because the music is so different from the record.
Is it?
Yeah, I knew that immediately from note one, on the first show back in May. Because some of the music has bass lines that were written in the music that Kamasi sent me to look over with the record. And he just starts these intros, and I'm like, well, that bass line is not going to fly.
Really?
So it keeps it fresh, every night.
I guess fresh is one way of putting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, you gotta be.
So you just gotta adapt.
Definitely.
You really don't know what's gonna happen, kind of thing.
It's been cool too to be able to play both basses.
So you're playing this and upright.
And upright.
Okay.
Cause since moving to New York in 2009, I pretty much was just doing all upright.
Okay.
And so getting to play my first love, electric.
Okay, this
again,
electrics.
It's kind of like a homecoming.
Nice.
The past year or so.
And how do you choose what bass to use? Is it this bass is an acoustic song, or this song is an acoustic song, or this song's an electric song? Is that set in stone, or
not at all?
You just go with the flow.
Go with the flow. I might play electric on a certain song tonight, and then that's gonna be totally different on Saturday.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's really, really cool.
It's really elastic.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, cool. So whereabouts did you kind of grow up in?
From outside of LA,
Yeah.
in a place called Palmdale, and it's very deserty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it kept growing and growing little by little. So it's about an hour out.
North or?
North.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you were there kind of up until high school or after high school?
Yeah, up to 2009 when I graduated high school.
Okay.
I was 17.
Yeah.
And then went to New York.
17-year-old moving to New York?
Yeah.
Wow. That must have been pretty intense.
It was intense. But yeah, just things got rolling super quick and was really fortunate to have great opportunities in New York right away.
So did you kind of learn bass through school, or was it privately, or?
Man, I had.
Thing?
So my dad is a saxophone player.
Okay.
And I'm an only child.
Right.
So he was like a dad and a big brother.
Yeah.
simultaneously. And I'll be like, Dad, I want to go to your gig. So I used to just beg him like crazy.
Really?
And so he pretty much got to be known as the guy that brings his like 3-year-old son to every gig. It probably hindered his career. But man, I had a blast just going with my coloring book, and my mom would usually come as well, and I would just hang and listen.
Wow.
Really closely.
What kind of music was he playing?
It was jazz, smooth jazz.
Okay.
Ish, and funk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just got drawn to the bass.
Yeah.
One of the first bassists that I saw is, I call him Uncle Charlie. Amazing bass player, and he slapped a lot, and it's very, he has a great showmanship.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, I want to do that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So how old were you when you kind of first got into it?
I had been asking for a bass since about 3, but
That
that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So my dad was like, son, you know, every great bassist that I know something about the piano.
Mm.
So I started classical piano at 5
Mm-hmm.
to the age of 9, and then finally got the electric.
Awesome. And what was your first bass?
It was this Korean little 3/4 P bass.
Yeah. Okay.
It was called Hondo.
Ah, Hondo P bass. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, and I eventually like took out the frets when I learned that Jocko did that.
You thought Jocko did it, I can do it.
Exactly.
Nice.
Did that whole thing.
And how did that work out for you?
It was okay. Then the neck broke.
Really?
Yeah. And then we got a new one, and then eventually moved on.
Yeah. So did you ever get lessons from Uncle Charlie, as you call him?
Yeah, Charlie Jordan. I still hang with him.
Cool.
And my dad and him play in gospel settings together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, amazing bass player. He's out in LA from Texas originally.
Right.
But he actually moved to Texas when I got started.
Oh,
So
okay.
I would only see him, you know, here and there when he was in town.
Sure.
And at NAMM show we would jam when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me see. Teaching wise, there's so many.
Yeah.
Todd Johnson
Okay, yeah.
really got me off to a great start with walking bass lines.
He's quite a well-known educator.
Yeah. My very first teacher, Rick Elahai, is a good friend of my dad, and he had a music store where I grew up.
Okay.
And got into a lot of rock, actually,
Mhm.
in the beginning, at student concerts.
Okay.
And it was weird, like, writing the music, my new music for my album, like, it kind of, like, takes me back to just, like, how I came up with different styles all coming together.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was, like, playing rock in the music store and playing by ear in church.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, at 10, started doing jazz gigs with my dad.
That's
So,
10.
it was, like, a lot of things, you know,
Well, I mean, that's kind
that's
of,
floating around.
it's almost like it's a balanced meal. It's a balanced musical meal. You know, the rock thing is, you know, it's an important skill to have, because a lot of the jazz stuff today has that. I mean, ever since Bitchy's Brew, right? I mean,
Yeah.
rock is part of jazz, that feel.
Right.
And then using your ear in church is huge. Like, I think you've got to be able to do both. You've got to be able to read the dots or read the charts, but also, you know, let this be the guiding force. So
Right.
it sounds like a good basis
Yeah,
for learning.
definitely.
And was it what kind of gospel scene was it that you're in?
Yeah, it was a real small church.
Okay.
Maybe about, 50 people there.
Okay, yeah. that was
So very intimate, and
okay.
this vocalist, Andre Washington, and also plays piano. Amazing.
Yeah.
And his brother Richard and my dad and myself played in the band.
Okay.
And it wasn't like super extravagant arrangements. It was more old school type of gospel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And really like learned how to lock in with the bass drum and snare.
Yeah. So you're like, what, 9, 10 years old at this?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. That's cool. Because the gospel scene today has exploded, so to speak. You know, the whole gospel chops thing, and
Definitely.
everywhere. It is extravagance, a good word for it.
Yeah.
The way that a lot of the time, the way that it's presented these days is
Right.
quite extravagant.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of great players are coming out of that scene. Like,
Right.
you know, I was just watching an interview with Michael Lee last night, and
Mm-hmm.
and he had gospel gigs every Sunday for years and years and years. So
Yeah.
even he kind of cut his teeth in that scene.
Definitely.
And it's something that's unique to your part of the world.
Right.
I think, you know, that gospel music doesn't really exist anywhere else
Right.
that I'm aware of.
For sure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
great.
So you're getting lessons in high school and stuff as well, like at school, or is it mainly out of school?
Yeah, it went on and off. So I had the pleasure of meeting Victor Bailey.
Mm.
I was probably around. I met him at 9, but he was like, "Man, come over and hang." So I remember the first lesson, like went over there, and he said play something, and I forgot. I probably played Teen Town or something.
Okay.
And he was like, "You have to fix your technique."
Really?
He was like, "It sounds good, but," he was like, "it looks nasty," and he was like cringing. So
Well, you must have been. I mean,
I was pretty
physically,
small.
you must have been struggling to get that
Yeah.
all together.
Yeah, so basically he was just a mentor, and he gave me my first bass amp, and I would go to all his shows.
Yeah.
He was just amazing.
Yeah.
I miss him.
I remember that when I first got that Low Blow album.
Oh, man.
I just played that to death.
Yeah.
I even did one of the songs from my recital at uni, Graham Cracker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a great sounding album. Great writing.
I've been revisiting that album actually in LA the
Yeah.
past, like, couple months or so
Okay.
in the car.
Yeah.
It's like...
Great. Omar Hakim, I
Yeah.
think, on the drums.
Omar and Dennis James.
Yeah.
He's one of the greatest to ever do it, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Sadly missed.
Yeah.
So what did he kind of say to you to fix your technique? I guess, how did you get your technique together?
Man,
What did you practice?
Todd gave me some stuff.
Mhm.
I guess in the later years. I remember this exercise, and you have to go really slow,
Mhm.
and it's like holding
Yeah.
all the fingers down, and then one by one, you go to the next string.
Yeah.
But I think Victor was more so just like visual,
Okay.
like look at me. And
Yeah.
he showed me how to play a shuffle. And
There's some Karate Kid stuff there.
Yeah.
It's a little bit wax on, wax off.
Definitely.
What is this? And then eventually you're like, oh, my hand is in that position more often now.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good. I've got some stuff that I give my students called isometrics.
Oh, okay.
Similar idea where you're only moving one finger
Right.
at a time just to build up that
Definitely.
control. So you're kind of checking out what Jacko stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Really,
My
anything-
dad got me a bunch of Jocko stuff, and probably the first, some of the first records that I had from bass artists is Marcus Miller's
Okay.
Live and More.
So you're
like
like,
you talked about.
let's get started on the drum.
Yeah. And it's funny, like when I got into Jocko, I just became more of a finger style musician. But
so
yeah,
Marcus and then Jacko.
Marcus, Jocko, then Jocko led me to Victor, and then got a chance to spend time with him.
Yeah.
Was awesome.
Yeah. And are you just transcribing that stuff?
Yeah, like I learned Donna Lee and
Okay.
Teen Town.
Okay.
Those were some of the
The
first.
easy ones.
Yeah. I just like dove right in.
Yeah, you did. And is that with the frets off as well, or
Yeah, that was.
heavy?
Yeah.
Cool. And so you finished in high school, and you said you went to Juilliard.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
Man, it was intense.
Yeah. How many years were you there?
I was there 4 years and
4
did
years.
undergrad from 2009 to 2013.
Okay.
And it was straight upright,
All upright.
all upright.
Okay. And when you went there, did you have your upright stuff together, or?
Well, that's thanks to Reggie Hamilton.
Ah.
Because I had no interest in playing the upright. Even though I was checking out like so much different music that my dad had at the house, like, Kind of Blue and Cannonball is Something Else and Giant Steps, and I love those albums.
Yeah, good music, but I'm the same. I never had that burning desire to
Right.
learn the upright.
Right. So my dad bought an upright, and it was collecting dust in the corner, and he threatened to sell it. A friend of his was like, "Yeah, I would like to buy it." So then, as luck would have it, we met Reggie Hamilton.
Okay.
And he took me under his wing and said, "Man, if you start upright, it'll open up a lot of different opportunities that you wouldn't otherwise have."
Yeah.
So
he said that exact same thing. I just interviewed him.
Oh,
recently,
okay.
and he said that exact thing. People are like, if you ever need a bass player, let me know. And you go, well, can you play upright? No. Okay. Can you read? No. Well, I'm not going to give you the few electric gigs that I have.
Right.
So so you delved into the upright.
Yeah. So he was like, I want you to study with Al McKibben, and he was 96 or 97 at the time.
Oh wow.
So I got 2 or 3 lessons from him.
Okay.
And that was a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
Before he passed, and then started with Reggie.
Okay.
And he eventually fired me because I wasn't practicing well enough.
It's funny.
But yeah, he's still a mentor of mine. And like I said, I told you earlier, like things that he said years ago, come back around.
Yeah.
To this day.
Yeah.
And help me.
Sign of a good teacher.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So Juilliard, you're in the deep end, or?
Yeah. So I mean, Ron Carter.
Okay.
And Ben Wolf were my 2 teachers.
Okay.
So
yeah,
it was 2 really different ways of going about teaching, but equally beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
And like I called the guy. I had a phone conversation with when I got accepted with the guy that was the director at the time, and I was like, I play a lot of electric. Am I going to be able to get to do that? And he was like, well, if somebody writes in an original composition, and if it's an original concert, you can play it. But I ended up not really,
wow,
really getting to do it. So yeah, I'm happy now, like with Kamasi, like getting to do both.
Sure.
Yeah.
At the time, were you still playing electric on gigs and stuff?
Yeah, here and there.
Yeah, but mainly just.
But yeah, it was a good solid 4 years being in school, and then probably a good 2 years after that, where I was just 95% of the music that I was playing was just upright bass.
Okay. And what's it like being a young bass player starting out in New York?
Wow.
Like, how do you survive? How do you get gigs? How do you not just want to give up when you can go out and see such amazing bands every night?
Yeah, I mean, it helped that I was 17. You have so much energy.
Okay. Yeah.
With schlepping the upright through the snow and getting on the train, like going up the stairs.
It's a new experience.
It was a new experience. It was just exciting.
Yeah.
And man, a few months into being in New York, I did a gig with Kendrick Scott, drummer.
Okay.
He called me last minute, I think, to fill in for someone at Bar Next Door. And Terence Blanchard was sitting in the corner, and I noticed it as we were going up to play the last set, and I was like, "Hi, Mr. Blanchard." Real shy.
Yeah.
And I ended up, he reached out to me a couple months later.
Right.
And I ended up, getting to be in this quintet for about 5 years.
Wow.
Through college.
Wow. That must have been an education in itself.
It was.
Yeah.
So I was like sort of juggling that and school, which was like super hectic.
Yeah.
I don't recommend it.
No.
I do not. I was like tired.
Do you kind of look back and go, you could have just left school and been all right, or?
Yeah, the thought crosses my mind.
Yeah.
But made the parents happy with
Sure.
the degree, and
Yeah.
and they are right, and you know, you never know when you might need it, and also learned a lot from school.
Sure.
But I got in trouble though. You know, I was sneaking away.
Missing classes.
Yeah. Flying back in.
At least you've got a good excuse though.
Right.
You know. Playing with Terence Blanchard.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you have a part-time job or just gigs?
No, just you know, playing with Terence and different other things that when people saw me playing with him, you know how music is. It just one thing leads to the next.
So that sounds like it's probably like the kind of the catalyst for your career.
Yeah.
Subsequently, you know, playing with Kamasi, you can probably trace it back to playing with Terence, I'm guessing, or
definitely. Yeah. Because actually, so the thing is I met Kamasi one time when I was like 13 or so.
Okay.
And he came and sat in at the World Stage, which is a pretty legendary spot in LA, formerly owned by Billy Higgins. Okay. He started it. Yeah. So, you know, I was playing with musicians my age. We were in high school, and we were super excited that Kamasi came.
So he was kind of known.
Yeah, everybody knew about Kamasi in LA.
Okay. Yeah.
And very well respected.
Right.
And especially the younger musicians, we all looked up to him.
Cool.
And he came through, and he doesn't even remember like doing this, but he came through, played on one song, killed it, and left. So
just like
like I met Kamasi when I was 13.
What are you playing? What kind of music are you playing when you're 13 years old, jamming with Kamasi?
Man, they were doing like a lot of
Watermelon Man,
something like that.
Yeah. And
then like covers, Roy Hargrove covers from the RH Factor and stuff.
Cool.
So it was or some Kenny Garrett, something.
Yeah.
With one of those. But yeah, so he hit me up out of the blue.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Man, would you be down to, you know, do some gigs with us?" And I was so surprised. And he was like, "Man, I've been keeping track of what you've been doing, with playing with Terence." And
cool. Did you play electric with Terence?
Here and there in the beginning.
Yeah. But then just mainly upright.
Yeah, because it was just like one song here, you know, every once a blue moon. So some of the guys used to laugh at me because for a few years I would travel with the electric, and it would just be sitting on the stand.
Yeah.
On every gig.
Just to prove that you got one.
Exactly.
You know, I can do both, honest.
So I gave in and started leaving it at home.
Yeah.
After a while.
And what do you think about the difference from the LA vibe to the New York vibe, you know?
Man, I'm trying to figure that out still.
Mm-hmm. Do you reckon it's changed in the last 10 years? It's maybe not quite as different, or?
Yeah, because there's cross-pollination.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the New York guys now are moving out west.
Yeah, that's what I
for the better weather and, you know.
Better living conditions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess there's a lot of studio work as well, still in LA. Mainly when I'm there, I'm just hanging at home, you know, in between touring.
Okay.
So I definitely want to dive into the scene and see what it has to offer.
Yeah.
Getting to connect with Kamasi and like more people in LA know about me now. Because like I said, I grew up so far away. So we'll see.
I hear the Blue Whale come up a lot, and
Blue Whale is a great place.
Like that. Yeah, that seems like
that's the best spot in my opinion.
Is that kind of like LA's 55 bar? Would that be a fair comparison, or?
Yeah,
a little bit.
But it's so eclectic.
Right.
Like he welcomes all types of music.
Okay.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
You know, in New York, it's like there are certain clubs that is strictly straight ahead.
Yeah. And
then electric, and then maybe modern jazz.
Yeah.
Over here, so that club like really encompasses everything.
Okay.
And the owner is super cool.
The Jazz Police aren't quite so active.
No, not at all. They retired.
Have you done any studio session work and stuff out there, or?
Yeah, I got to play on this thing actually with Vinny Caliuta last year.
What?
And it was a big band record for Carlos Roggerman.
Okay.
And Arturo Solar did the big band arrangements.
So this would be live?
It was live, yeah. There's some videos on YouTube of it.
We'll look that up.
Yeah.
Wow. Upright?
Upright, yeah.
Cool.
That was a blast.
What studio was that in?
East West.
East West. Wow. That's like.
Yeah, man.
Top of the tree stuff.
It was amazing.
How did you get that call? Do you know?
My dad was playing with Arturo,
Mm-hmm.
the guy that arranged everything, in a gospel live taping a couple days a week rather. And Arturo was like, "Man, do you think your son could do this?" And my dad was like, "Yeah, of course." So I flew out from New York, and it was just a day.
Cool.
And getting to play with Vinny was a dream.
Yeah. What was that like? What did you notice?
Man, so consistent.
Yeah.
But also with the consistency, but he was still reacting, and we had a cool interplay.
Yeah.
Between the takes, and not just strictly reading the chart, but adding,
You could tell he was listening.
Yeah. But nothing ever took away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
everything was so beautifully placed, but not, it was so relaxed though at the same time, just natural.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, he's Vinny Colaiuta, a legend for a reason, right?
Definitely.
Professional and all that kind of stuff.
Nice guy too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, man.
You couldn't hear the click. He buried it.
Oh, yeah.
It was perfect.
I see you're cutting big band tracks to a click.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why?
That
was a choice.
They probably did overdubs after with the vocalist.
Okay, might want to edit stuff
Yeah.
or whatever. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. And then the second song was like more of an orchestral piece, so I had to play the
bow?
a little bit of bow. Reggie would be proud.
That you can put it away for another year.
Yeah.
What's your kind of approach to playing with such a wide variety of drummers and music? Is it just you always kind of try and be you, and they've hired you to be you, or are you kind of like really trying to fit into whatever the thing is, like drummers and stuff?
You know what? Like, I never consider myself, like, you hear musicians saying, "Man, I'm on this gig. The music is super easy."
Yeah.
And it's really boring. I never get bored.
Yeah.
In any musical setting, and I never like feel like I have to, like I'm restricted in any way.
Okay.
I just try to listen, and I feel like how I grew up with playing so many different styles, and I'm actually half Indian.
Okay.
So I like learn about myself with writing music, and I'm like, I haven't necessarily checked out Indian music, but it comes out.
Really? Wow.
So yeah, like I just listen. Listening is big for me, because if you're not listening, you might as well just be playing at home by yourself,
Exactly.
So I feel like the possibilities are endless when everybody's communicating with each other.
Sure.
No matter if it's a 1-chord song or 100 chords.
Yeah. And then I guess it's just hopefully everybody is listening, and sometimes you might be in an ensemble where the drummer's in his own world, and
definitely
he's kind of got to go it alone.
Right. Then those are the gigs you're looking at your watch. Like,
you're like, oh, can't wait to get my $75 and go home.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about your album that you're writing.
Yeah.
What's that? Does it have a name? Does it have a concept?
It's a lot of the songs are based on things that happen in life.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's a good start.
Yeah. There was a period after I graduated college where I was just like, man, I don't know, if I want to continue doing music.
Really?
Because I had never had a job or anything as a kid.
Yeah.
Like since I was 10, it was like
music,
gigging.
Yeah.
And music. So I was like, I don't know, it feels like I might want to change, or if I even should be doing this, just questioning things. And So I wrote this song after speaking to my dad,
Mhm.
and he was basically like, "Son, don't be a wuss." You know what I mean?
Mm.
And he's very encouraging. So I wrote this song called Rise. And it's just meant to uplift people.
Okay. Yeah.
And then have a couple of tributes to people that passed away, like Victor Bailey. And one of my first friends in college passed a couple years ago. So wrote a song for him.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And what's been your recording process? Do you have a band on it, or is it all you kind of thing?
Yeah, so 2 synth players, Matisse Picard, Tabor Gable, and Jonathan Pinson on drums, and Jason Berger as well on drums.
Jonathan Pinson, I don't know that name.
He plays with Kamasi,
right? Okay,
as well from time to time.
Cool.
Yeah, and he's one of my best friends.
Nice.
And he's back and forth between LA and New York.
Right.
And then also have Josh Johnson on saxophone.
Okay. And
might have a few special guests as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool, man. Can you tell us, or can we leave it a surprise?
I'll leave it a surprise.
All right. I'll look it up.
But yeah, it's like really eclectic stuff, like kind of rockish.
Did you book a studio and kind of cut everything in a day, or?
Yeah, we did 2 days in New York back in September.
Okay. So
at Figure 8 Studios.
Pretty close to coming out. I mean, when are you hoping to have it?
Yeah.
On the virtual shelves by?
It's about 80% done.
Yeah.
Hoping, my goal is like the fall of 2018.
So that'll be spring for us.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And your studio wise, like gear, what do you like to kind of go through when you're tracking?
Yeah, I use the Ready on everything.
Of course. Yeah, they're good.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I used a bunch of different basses.
Yeah.
This one, a Hofner. Yeah, I can't even.
Jazz bass, or not so much on this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple jazz basses, a Fender Jazz, and then a Moon Jazz bass as well.
Like a Larry Graham?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Is it white?
It's black.
Okay. Yeah.
So you got a bunch of different sounds.
Okay. Is there any Marcus action on it?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Is that something that's in your playing much these days, that you're...
Not much.
No.
But I actually been going back and, working on hair and stuff like that. But this record, I would say, is more compositional and just meant to just, like I said, be uplifting for people and hopefully have a good experience, and participating as a listener. Mm-hmm. But maybe like on the next record, I'll focus more on trying to stretch as a bassist.
Okay, cool. So what's next for you after when do you get back home from Kamasi? How long is that going to be?
We get back in a couple weeks to LA, and then we'll be doing Coachella.
Oh, wow.
So
have you done that before?
No, first time. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably try to get in the studio in LA and do some overdubs and stuff like that.
Focus on the album and push it out.
Yeah.
Do you reckon you might kind of try and tour that, or?
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's definitely the plan, yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
All right, well, man, it's been great hanging out with you.
Likewise.
Really appreciate you taking the time. I know it's downtime on the road is special,
Oh, man.
So,
no.
Thanks for coming out. You sound great. I'm really looking forward to checking out the gig.
Oh, for sure.
And guys, Joshua Crumbly.
Man, thank you.
Yeah, check out the album when it comes out. And you got a website, or how can people?
Instagram at Joshua Crumbly.
Yeah.
JoshuaCrumbly.com.
Cool.
As well.
So Instagram for the pics of the coffee and the food, or view from the tour bus.
Right.
Yeah. Cool, man. Thanks.
Thanks, man.